Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not Scott, and you're not watching Kentucky Ballistics. You're watching another episode of What's in the Box. So sit back, relax, and we're going to get started right now. I haven't thrown in any chair tap, so let's get ready. Ready? One, a two, a 1, 2, 3. How'd you like that? Getting better, aren't I? Okay, hey patrol members, here we are with What's in the Box. And should I be calling it What's in the Bag? I don't know. Because there's a lot of bags. Anyway, I'm going to grab one at random. And here we go. Got a bag right here. And let's see what's in it. Now, I got these a while ago. I've been saving them up. I don't know what's in each bag. I have an idea of what I'm supposed to be getting, but that isn't necessarily what's in this bag. And this is the little trapper style knife I got in the previous video. Are we better? More centered? Let's see what it is. Oh, this isn't for me. This is for Mrs. Patrol. Now, Mrs. Patrol is an avid sewer. And she wanted a new part for her sewing machine, which I have right here. Okay, folks, when you wrap something to send on eBay, you don't need to use a whole roll of tape. Promise. And it is a 5mm straight stitch plate for her sewing machine. 5mm straight stitch plate for Mrs. Patrol. Now we're getting another one. It's starting to warm up here. Today's going to be like 75. In a few days it'll be 80 something. Oh, this is a little set of sterling silver flight wings that I'm going to mount on a vintage lighter. Let's bring you closer. Here you go. Little teeny wings. I have to find the appropriate lighter for these to go on. very, very nice. Seller's got some nice stuff, so I saved him. So we'll set that aside. There we go. Our next bag. Oh, I know what this is. So hang on one second. Okay, so I collect military stuff, and because I use a green screen in the background here, you're probably not going to be able to see this. So I just got a green screen. It's new to me. I'm experimenting with it. So if you don't like it, let me know. But I think I'm going to have fun with it. So this is a Great War canteen. This canteen is from World War I. And it's in pretty nice shape. It's usable. The problem is it's aluminum. And if you leave water and aluminum too long, you get aluminum oxide and all kinds of crusty, chunky crusties in the canteen. So I have actual canteen cover from the Great War. The problem with the canteen cover from the Great War is from the Great War. So it's pretty flimsy and it'll tear. So I have a canteen from the Second World War, right? Now I have a canteen cup from the Great War inside the canteen cover. And the cover is a reproduction. You can see it says right here, 1918. And I've always wanted one of these cavalry covers. But cavalry covers from the Great War, for original, at least usable ones, are can be cripplingly expensive. So what makes it a cavalry cover, it has this leather strap here. And this hooks onto a hook on your saddle, so your canteen is right down here by your side. But if you wanted to carry this canteen and you're not on horseback, there is no provision on the back for that, like there is on a regular World War I or World War II canteen cover. So you get this. A musette bag strap has these two D-rings, which hook onto the canteen and give you the ability to sling it over your shoulder. So there's that. And hopefully you can see some of that, because once again, we're green screening. So I'm going to cut here, come back, and we're going to have yet again another package. I need to sharpen that knife a little bit better. And there's my receipt. Ah! And I got a pin. And this little pin says Packard, because I have two Packards. a 52 and a 58. Remember, Packard asked the man who owns one. And I didn't know anything about Packard, so I bought one and started reading about the history of the Packard. Let me tell you, it's a rich and storied history. Last but not least, here we go. There's a helicopter hovering nearby. I think I know what this is. What's my battery like? I bought several larger batteries for this camera, and they just have not I wonder what this is. Part of some kind of magazine or newspaper. The Sunshine Strummers, the Nitwits, the Fine Geese Quilters. Huh. Happy New Year, word search, Sudoku. Friday Fun Friday Flicks. Grumpy Old Men, Lawn Chairs Welcome. 9 Jewel. I wonder what this is. Where did I get that from? Wisconsin. Yet it's another knife. We have a Cutco Camp Master. Now, there must have been a dozen companies that made these little camping knives, these little folding knives. Camp King, Camp Master, you name it. They come in like 4 or 5 different names. This doesn't have much of an edge on it, but I can put an edge on it. It's got rust on the blade. Rust on the blade. Let's see if we can do something about that. Let me show you something. So we have a little rust on the blade. We'll get our can of Ronson Oily Bird. Remember, the oily bird catches the worm. And we'll take a little oil and we'll put it on that rust. And we'll just let it sit for a minute. See, it's kind of got like a bird head and a beak. And we're going to rub this oil. Let me bring you down here. Hold it. We're going to rub this oil into the rust. And that's actually, well, I'll rub some on this side too. And now we're going to take our sheep's foot and slowly peck away at that rust. And we'll get the big chunks off. See it there? Now, is this going to get all the rust off the blade? No. But what it'll do is get the big chunks out of the way. So we can attack it with some steel wool and brighten it up. 4/0 steel wool is what you want to use. People are saying, Bill, you're scratching the blade up. Not really. So even though you can still see big rust stains on the blade, you can't feel anything. So I'll get down in there with some steel wool and really clean that up. So we have the main blade, which has not been ground on and not overly sharpened. The can opener has a little rust on it. I'll attack that later. The bottle opener has rust on one side. This was probably sat in a drawer someplace for a long time. And the awl is still sharp. Most of the time, if these knives are well used, that awl is dull. Dull as a garden hose. So what we're going to do is take a little oily bird and we're going to drop some oil down here. And we'll let that sit for a bit. Let that oil soak in there and get that all lubricated. Oh, that's better already. Yes. I will clean that all up, and that'll be an EDC for at least 1 or 2 days a week right here. Camp Master by Cutco. Okay, so hang on, guys. Well, Patrol members, that's it for What's in the Box. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoy making these things. I don't always enjoy editing them. I'm trying something new. You've already seen that. But anyhow, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And until next time, later, Mater.
Introducing America's smartest sports car, the exclusive new Packard Caribbean, for those who want the very finest in a sports car. Yes, look it over. It's just what many Americans have long wished for. A perfect combination of distinctive European styling and American comfort and stamina. In action, it reveals amazing responsiveness and tremendous power. The Caribbean is effortless to handle. And just look at its sleek, modern lines. Put yourself in this picture, at the wheel of the Caribbean. Think of the pride and pleasure you would enjoy in owning this superb car. The Packard Caribbean is now in production on a custom-built, limited edition basis. See your Packard dealer for early delivery. The Packard Caribbean, one of the 8 models of America's new choice in fine cars, Packard.